At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
News 46 is brought to you by Healthcare Partners. News is brought to you in part by One Nevada Credit Union, where right now you can refinance your auto loan with rates as low as 2.98% and no payments for 90 days for qualified members. Call us today for details. News is also brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 775-751-0349.
Tonight on News 46, President Obama wins 4 more years.
Crews battle an early morning structure fire.
And a 50-year anniversary is remembered on Veterans Day. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Zach Fuentes and Monique Mitchell. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday, November 7th, 2012. I'm Zach Fuentes.
And I'm Monique Mitchell for News 46.
The results are in. Who won and who lost? Let's join Deanna O'Donnell to get a rundown on the 2012 general election results.
The preliminary numbers for the 2012 Election Day results are in. Winning the presidential race is President Barack Obama with 60,460,020 votes, which is 50% of the voting population. The president received 303 electoral votes. His challenger, Mitt Romney, received 57,653,987 votes, which is 48%, receiving 206 electoral votes. The control of the House of Representatives' balance of power is in favor of the Republicans, 233 to Democrats, 192. Control of the Senate is in favor of the Democrats, 53 to the Republicans, 45. In the U.S. Senate, Democrat Shelley Berkeley lost to Republican incumbent Dean Heller, Berkeley receiving 444,337 votes, which is 44.69%, and Heller receiving 456,471 votes, which is 45.91%. In the House of Representatives, District 4, Democrat incumbent Stephen Horsford received 120,037 votes, which is 50%. Challenger Danny Tarkanian received 101,093 votes, which is 42%. State Senate District 19, Republican Pete Gogochia received 7,185 votes. That comes in at 45.92%. Winning the seat from Independent American Party member Janine Hansen, who received 3,571 votes, 22.82%, and Democrat Harley Calkin, who took 31.26% of the votes, which is 4,891. James Oscarson won the State Assembly District 36 seat with 64.73% of the votes. He received 9,953 votes, and his challenger, Anthony Wernicke, took 5,424, which is 35.27%. The County Commissioner District 1, Lorenda Wickman, was unchallenged and received 100% of the votes, which came in at 2,653. The County Commissioner District 2 seat has changed hands from 8-year Commissioner Republican Gary Hollis, who received 1,350 votes at 44.3%, from Frank Carbone, who received 16,098 votes, which is 55.7%. In District 3, Commissioner race Donna Cox won 1,596 votes, which is 51.75%, and Kenneth Searles lost at 48.25% of the votes at 1,488. Current seated District Court 5 Judge Kim Wonker won the seat against attorney Nancy Lord. Wonker took home 10,204 votes to Lord's 5,177. Ron Kent won the seat of Justice of the Peace with 8,266 votes at 61.13% against Louis DeCanio's 5,256 votes at 38.87%. It was DeCanio's third unsuccessful attempt for the seat of Pahrump Justice of the Peace. In the nonpartisan race for the Pahrump Town Board seat, which 2 seats were open, Amy Riches won with 5,940 votes. Bill Dolan took the second seat with 5,622 votes. Frank Marazio lost with 5,410 votes, and current Town Board Chair Vicki Parker lost with 5,011 votes. Ballot question number 1 was voted down to raise the gas tax from 4 cents per gallon to 7 cents to be used to repair roads in Nye County. It was voted down by 12,795 votes against 3,747 votes against that option. A margin of 77.35% to 22.65%. Ballot question number 2, asking to terminate the current Pahrump Town Board form of government, narrowly passed with 7,294 votes in favor, or 50.8%, while 7,063 voters were opposed, or 49.2%. The total amount of voters on Election Day was 6,637, which is 25.98%. Absentee reporting was at 2,156, voters at 8.48%. Early voting ballots received was 8,797, which is in at 34.44%. And that's your Election Day results. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
The town was abuzz with voting results watching parties last night. News 46 caught up with a few of the candidates at James Oscarson's party, which was held at Mountain Falls.
There's a reason why they call political campaigns races, because they are long and it's like a marathon. You have to set a pace and sprint to the finish.
Is there something that you did different in this race than last time?
Yes, in many ways. The first race I was a complete novice, and I did the best that I could do, and obviously it wasn't sufficient. But in the interim, I perfected on things that worked, innovated things that were new, and hopefully it's going to be successful.
Some of the things that you did differently than other candidates, we have to point out, is a kind of a personal touch, getting in touch with the residents, going to their houses, campaigning door to door, but also sending them special notes handwritten by you.
Right. Well, there's so many people in the community to get in touch with. I've attempted to go and knock on every door and talk with the voters and all the citizens, but there are just so many people and really not that much time. So I did attempt to communicate directly by personal letters.
You know, it's been crazy, but you know, I love being out in each and every community, so you know, really, it's just been fun. It's been a lot of hard work, but it's really been fun, and I really enjoyed the opportunity.
You travel everywhere, don't you? That's a large part of your job.
It is, and you know, as part of this campaign, people don't realize we have the 3rd largest judicial district in the country, 18,000 square miles, and I want you to know I've been to every end of Nye County, Mineral County, and Esmeralda County.
It's a great experience. It's a great opportunity. It's very humbling. When people go into that booth, they can make a decision that nobody knows what decision they made, and for them to put their trust in you, and the ability for us to be able to help manage some of those things that need to be managed within the state, it's a great responsibility and very humbling.
What's some of the things that surprised you when you got out to meet the public and find out their concerns and questions that they may have asked you?
I think mostly there was a lot of consistency in what people were talking about. They're concerned about jobs, they're concerned about the economy, what's going to happen, and we had a lot of questions about health care as well. As you know, I have a healthcare background, so hopefully that'll be beneficial in the assembly, provided we win the assembly seat, which we plan to do, and move forward with some of those things. We got to work together to make sure that Nevada is taking advantage of the great resources that Nevada has, the businesses that are here that can provide services to the state and within the communities that we live in. Small communities need to be supported by the state, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure that happens.
Campaign season's finally over.
Finally.
Yep. All right, we'll have more after the break. Please keep it here.
Join us at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino with the #1 gaming experience and entertainment. The Pahrump Nugget has the #1 dining experience at Stockman Steakhouse, Golden Harvest Cafe, and the Gold Miners Buffet. Come get your game on at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Children's Dentistry of Pahrump, specializing in sedation dentistry, now accepting adult patients. Call now for free IV sedation with dental implant, 751-2184.
And welcome back. The night sky lit up with flames and billowing smoke early this morning as crews raced to a fully engulfed structure fire off Blosser Ranch Road.
Dispatched for a report of an unknown type fire. Shortly thereafter, a sheriff's deputy arrived and reported that it was actually a well-involved structure. The sign was upgraded, bringing additional stations into the equation. Upon arrival, we found, in fact, that we had a 2-story single-family dwelling with heavy fire showing through the roof. We went to a defensive exterior mode. Our main challenge was it was uncertain as to where the occupants were. There were vehicles parked out front, but we were able to determine that they had left approximately an hour and a half prior to the discovery of the fire. So no injuries. We did have one firefighter suffered a sprained ankle, and he had been treated at a medical facility in town. It's under investigation right now, but there's no early indicators that it's less than accidental.
There was a down power line as well.
Yes, one of our challenges early on, it was an energized down power line, which basically dissected the fire scene. And in that particular area where the fire occurred, a lot of dirt roads, and the roads were relatively rough for some of our apparatus, so it took a couple of additional minutes to get the water supply established.
This is a stick-built home, is that correct?
Yeah, it's my understanding that it was built in the early 70s, pre-code. And so not only was it an older structure, but it had multiple additions added at some point in time.
Will the State Fire Marshal be investigating or Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue?
The State Fire Marshal's office is unavailable to us, so we have commenced the investigation and we're well underway with it.
How much of the home was destroyed? The entire?
Now, there were sections that were protected, but this house itself suffered severe damage in the majority of it. And I think most of that was attributed to the fact that nobody knew the house was on fire. It was a gentleman who works up at the landfill, works for the Shea Brothers, and he was on his way to work around 4:30 and saw something. He investigated it, and his name's Mike, and he just did a great job.
Any vehicles or animals?
No, there was a vehicle in close proximity, but it was relatively undamaged, and it was protected, but there were no animals on scene.
A single vehicle accident occurred approximately 3 p.m. this afternoon on the north end of town on Silver Sage. The vehicle apparently struck a masonry wall. A 78-year-old male apparently received a laceration to his head and possibly other injuries. He was transported locally to Desert View Hospital, and the Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating.
A 2-vehicle accident occurred at approximately the same time this afternoon. The accident occurred between an off-road vehicle and a car. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were dispatched to the location. All occupants declined to be medically transported. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating the cause of this accident.
So everybody was busy there.
Exactly.
Two accidents at the same time and almost on different sides of town, too.
Yes, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, actually it is. I hope everyone's okay with that.
Yes.
All right, folks, we'll have more after the break, so please keep it here.